everybody. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to make a little video just talking about the kind of one step forward, two step back nature of training dogs. A little background, I guess. I'm wanting to get into training due to the trouble that I've had with my own dog, Zoe. We got her as a puppy when we were living up in Fort Nelson, a really small town in northern BC. And Zoe, just by nature, genetics, what have you, is pretty nervous. That's just her, and us not growing up with dogs, and it being our first dog, we maybe didn't do everything that we just didn't know. We didn't know a lot of stuff. We kind of learning as we went, and we were having lots of reactivity issues with her. She was, barking, lunging. She got the opportunity. She's bitten a few. I would say 2 people that I know of, and it was just not a good situation. It's not to say that we didn't try to train her. As a puppy, we did lots of food and clicker. She knew lots of tricks, but when it came to reactivity and stopping that behavior, we struggled a lot. And it's really hard for, I think, owners who are new to the dog training world, that you go on YouTube and you see all this don't correct the dog, you're going to ruin the relationship, use food. And it was a long time. We struggled for a long time. So I guess I got fed up almost with that. I didn't take that this was going to be the rest of our lives. I was putting in a lot of effort to train her. I went to a couple of trainers. We did the reactive rover class and, this and that. But I guess I just kind of got fed up and kept looking and found more of a balanced training method. We found another trainer and we kind of did some classes with her and got Zoe to a certain point, but she was still chasing behaviors, almost trying to stop a certain thing as it was happening. It's like we were almost missing a piece. And so, on my search still for something more, something better, I found a couple of trainers online, actually, and they were big advocates for using prong and e-collars and a more holistic approach to training your dog. So, instead of letting your dog do whatever it wants inside the house and then expecting it to behave outside, letting it blow off commands, things like that, they looked at more of the whole relationship. If it's blowing off in the house, obviously it's going to blow you off outside the house. If it's, barking at stuff and being able to give into every single impulse inside the house, obviously it's going to be doing the same thing multiplied outside. So we started, I could call it a lockdown procedure. So it was, inside the house, I taught her place, which is lie on a bed. Not just lie on a bed, but I'm going to tell you to go to a bed and you're going to hang out there. Or she was in her kennel inside the house. And any sort of craziness, any, games and stuff, that was all done outside. But there was more or less 3 things that Zoe was able to do. She was either on place, she was either in her kennel, or we were doing something outside. We cut way, way down on the affection that we were giving her. And I wanted to try that for 90 days. I wanted to do it for 3 months. And that paired with starting to use a prong and a remote collar to communicate to her what was unacceptable behavior, we ended up making a lot of progress. And she's more or less a different dog now. However, now that we are getting some nicer behaviors out of her, it's easier to fall back into, loving on her more and giving her more affection and like letting her get away with things inside the house. And because of that, I see her behavior digressing when we do take her out. So, like, I guess my point is that whenever you are struggling with something, like, you're gonna make the progress and then feel like, oh, everything's good, let's bring it all back in. And seeing your dog, fall back into some of that behavior that she was exhibiting before that you thought you were kind of past, it's kind of discouraging that, you have to go back and like, less pets, less affection, less of all that, showing more that the dog is a dog. I, gave you a command. That's what you're doing. None of this blowing things off, none of this being crazy in the house. So we're really going back to lockdown, and it's not forever. Like, Zoe she's an interesting dog. She's a challenging first dog to have. But I know what I need to do, and it's just like, it's all like, I guess, a personal problem, because the dogs are just picking up on us and our energy, and they're just trying to live the easiest life possible. They want to please us, yeah, but they also want an easy life. So if we let them get away with every little thing, then you are going to see that dog digress back into kind of what maybe it was doing before. They're a product of us. I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. So thanks for watching.